Right, so Chrono Odyssey is an MMO. We've been covering a bit here on the channel, and we've been looking at it when it came out a couple years ago, and they are opening up for closed beta soon. I did apply for it, and this is a game. This is the first of all these MMOs that have come out where I'm actually interested in it. Now, the more we see of it, that can change, right? But I want to try this game out. We're going to try this game out. We'll play it on stream whenever we can. We'll actually give this a go and mess around with it. And if it's bad, it's bad. If it's fun, it's fun. So they just put out a Chrono Odyssey developer interview, the first one, a couple hours ago. This is brand new. I haven't watched it yet. We're going to take a look. They put out a teaser a couple days ago. And there was it was just like cinematic cutscenes. It looked super cool. I'm really interested in the atmosphere. It seems like really dark, grim fantasy. So yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Is volume okay? So there should be some new stuff in here. And
Chrono Odyssey 개발 총괄 PD.
Okay, I'm Chrono Odyssey's. Let me move. No, well, you can see it here. Yeah. I'm Chrono Odyssey's executive producer.
윤상태라고 합니다.
Hello, my name is Don, and I'm one of the product managers working on Chrono Odyssey.
저희는 크로노 오디세이의 제작.
When we began developing Chrono Odyssey, our goal was to make overall progressions just as enjoyable as in-game content. Thank God. Like, make video games start when you start playing it. Like, I personally hate these things where you feel like you have to like power through this to get to play the game. Like, just the game should be playable right away. It should be fun.
엔드 컨텐츠뿐만 아니라 성장 과정 자체가 즐거운 게임을 만들자라는 생각을 하게 되었습니다.
Okay, Berserker, different weapon types. We got some chain blades, twin axes, and a battle axe. Damn, he looks good. Two-handed axe, man. What we got here? We got the assassin. Saber, wrist blades, and a musket. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Killer. Wait, was that a cat girl? Oh no. It's not the good kind. That's an actual. Is that a girl cat or is that a cat girl? I don't know. Okay, this is kind of crazy character creator. So you can go like non-human styles as well. Okay, wild. Rather than focusing solely on competitive aspects, we wanted players to explore seamlessly without any loading screens. Okay. Division by. So that seems like more open world, right? I guess with competitive aspects, that would be like the ranked arena kind of thing, right? Sounds like Vito? Yeah. Whether that'll be wandering the woods, cutting trees, fishing, or teaming up against powerful monsters.
때로는 나무를 베고 낚시를 하고 혼자선 버거운 몬스터를 친구들과 함께 모여서
Like let's start your style. This degree of limitless adventures is unique to MMO RPGs, and we wanted to bring this the same spirit to Chrono Odyssey. Yeah, yeah.
게임에 담고 싶었습니다.
So a bit again, it sounds a bit like how BDO at least used to be. BDO went more bosses, instances, and like stuff like that over time. Open world, awesome. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, that was some cool designs. The world of Chrono Odyssey isn't your typical fantasy setting. There's like a lot of demon stuff. It's eerie, imposing world that involves a sense of dread and wonder.
위압적인 그리고 경외감을 느끼게 하는 세계였습니다. 영화 프로
We drew inspiration from the cosmic horror vibe of Prometheus, okay? Aliens, right? as well as instilling a palpable fear of encroaching threat to humanity, similar to the Zerg in StarCraft. Okay. Oh, like I love this. I love this already. Like from everything I've seen, the world and like just the feel of it, this style of it, bang on. We're back to just manly men being manly and like big swords, dark world, Diablo style storytelling. Yes, dude. Yes.
프로메테우스에서 보여주는 코스믹 호러의 분위기, 그리고 스타크래프트
Like high fantasy is cool and all, but I like dark fantasy. Grim, dark, bloody, scary. Hell yeah.
저그의 침공처럼 압도적인 존재가 인간의 세계를 집어삼키는 공포, 이런 감각과 상황을
What is them together to shape our own distinct universe. You know, it's already a huge W when you have a developer talking about getting inspiration from StarCraft, man.
크로노 오디세이의 주 무대인
The story of Chrono Odyssey unfolds in Cetera, a realm where past and future collide.
세테라는 과거와 미래가 충돌하고 신과 인간,
Here the laws of reality come undone as gods, humans, and unknown entities known as the Void come to a head.
보이드라는 정체불명의 존재들이 얽히며 우리가 알던 세계의 법칙이 무너진 공간입니다. 유일신
In absence of divine order, the boundaries between dimensions collapse, giving rise to war and invasion.
개입하지 않는 세계, 그리고 그 틈을 노려 차원 간의 전쟁과 침공을
I guess I'll just mute and then talk over him.
우리가
This vast scale of chaos and inspires set Chrono Odyssey apart from traditional MMORPGs.
플레이어는 세테라를 통해
As the protagonist, you stand against formidable foes and even traverse past and future to alter the fate of Cetera.
세상을 바꿔야 하는 존재입니다. 강하기만 한
It goes beyond simply defeating powerful monsters.
이질적인 힘에
Our goal was to immerse players in an epic narrative where they must confront forces far beyond their comprehension.
오래전부터 감명 깊게
Chrono Trigger is a game that left a very lasting impression on me. Oh, okay. I was fascinated by the concept of using time to prevent a cataclysmic event.
어떻게 하면 MMORPG에
Made me wonder, could we bring this concept of space-time into an MMORPG?
가능은 한 건지
I thought long and hard on whether we could bring this to life. Like, you see what I mean? The look of this game. The monsters, like
결과적으로
everything.
크로노 오디세이의 세계관은
I hope the gameplay is fun. This would come to form the foundation of Chrono Odyssey's world building, rooted in the themes of cosmic horror and space-time.
코스믹 호러와 시공간의
It's not just like cinematics looking good, it's the style of them. The lighting, the like eerie monsters, the dark themes. That's what I'm looking at. The atmosphere, thank you. Yeah, exactly.
설정을 기준으로 탄생하게 되었습니다. 모두가 MMORPG에서
Many
불가능한
believed incorporating space-time manipulation into an MMORPG was impossible, but we've brought it to life through a system called Chrono Odyssey.
크로노 오디세이는 단순히 기술적
Want to make it clear that we didn't develop Chrono Odyssey just to showcase our technology. Creating Cetera using Unreal Engine 5, okay. We chose Unreal Engine 5 to bring the chaotic world of Cetera to life, just as we'd imagine it.
평화로운 세테라가 이질적인 차원으로부터 침공당한 상황을 구현하기 위해서였습니다.
That's why we don't feel the need to highlight the engine itself.
강조하고 싶진 않습니다. 대신 이 기술을 통해 우리가
Might as well
상상했던
enable players to fully experience the world we envisioned.
플레이어가 온전히
Like, okay, like I've been saying this. I said this when we first saw the teasers, right? It looks BDO-esque. The buildings, everything, the movement, and that's a good thing, by the way. That's a good thing.
체감할 수 있도록 구현했고
Jump. Oh, okay. One is a great environment where players feel, perhaps, without even realizing that under influence of particular forces struggling to prevail in a ruined world.
생존해야 하는 존재가 되도록 만들고 싶었습니다. 이 게임의 핵심은
Core Chrono Odyssey is the blend of reality and unreality, the familiar and the unfamiliar.
크로노 게이트를 비롯한
Oh my god, look at this! Look at this atmosphere, man. This is so cool. Structures like Chrono Gate may appear man-made, but they are not.
인간이 만든 것 같지만 인간의 손으로 만든 것이 아니며 멀리서 바라보는 것만으로도
Okay.
압박감과 위압감을
The sign to evolve a sense of intimidation, even from afar.
디자인되었습니다. 숲, 호수, 산
Man. Like, this is what I mean, like, these details where you have, like, it could be just a beautiful map, but then you have, like, these things from the sky, and you're like, okay, what's going on here? It does give you a bit of sense of wonder. We portray natural environments such as forests, lakes, and mountain ranges as realistic as possible to further enhance players' engagement and immersion.
산맥 같은 자연 환경은 최대한 사실적으로 표현했고 플레이어가 직접 그 안에 들어가 있는 듯한 몰입감을 줄 수 있도록 했습니다. 하지만
However, scaling through the terror was massive, otherworldly entities that defy logic and comprehension. Like this, the contrast, yeah. That's what makes it look so good.
세테라의 환경
This atmosphere goes beyond just exploration and natural wonders.
이곳은 플레이어가
Invading across dimension, the void wield power no ordinary human can resist.
내려다보는
Like Slaanesh coming in here,
차원을 넘어 침공해온
a realm where unfathomable beings
평범한
loom
인간은
inside.
감히 저항할 수 없는 힘을 가지고 있으며 그들의 흔적은
The presence
세계의
lingers
곳곳에
through the land,
남았습니다.
spreading ruin in the wake.
우리는 현실적인 환경과
By blending realism with the surreal, we created a world where order collapses and terror takes hold, far beyond what humans can
인간이
withstand.
감당할 수 없는 거대한 공포가
I'm getting like
밀려드는
Diablo
세계를
vibes.
싶었습니다.
So much Diablo vibes from these things, which is a good thing. What sets Chrono Odyssey apart? Big
크로노
milkers.
오디세이에서 저희는
Wanted players to create their own stories through the
선택한
adventures and
탐험과
exploration they
모험을
choose.
통해 자신만의 이야기를 만들어가기를 원했습니다. 기존
Traditional MMORPGs often rely on a fixed main questline, forcing most players to follow the same path.
루트를 따라가게 됩니다. 하지만 크로노
We took a different approach so that players can experience the joy of discovery on their own terms.
발견하는 재미를 느낄 수 있도록 설계했습니다. 크로노텍터를 사용하면
Chrono
과거의
Tector
흔적을
players can trace
추적하거나
remnants of the
미래를
past
미리
or
엿보는
catch
방식으로
glimpses
탐험이
of the future.
가능하며 유적을 조사하는
Okay, while investigating ruins, they can manipulate time to reveal hidden paths or reconstruct past moments to discover entirely new routes.
과정에서 시간을 조작해 숨겨진 길을 열거나 과거의 모습을 재현하는 방식으로
Okay.
새로운 길을 찾을 수도 있습니다. 단순한 퀘스트의 해결
Rather than simply completing quests, players will witness the world change and uncover pieces of an epic narrative.
유저가 직접 세계의 변화를
So we have to read now? God damn it.
탐험하고 탐험을 통해 이야기의 조각들을 모으는 방식입니다. 여러분의 호기심에 크게
Aside from main questline, players can enjoy a variety of content including trials, labyrinths, and
메인
field
퀘스트
bosses.
라인뿐만 아니라
예.
시련, 미궁, 필드 보스 사냥 등 다양한 컨텐츠들을 발견하실 수 있습니다.
Lots of open world content seems. In most games, activities grant experience points, allowing players to reach max level through gathering and crafting
채집과
alone.
제작만으로도
Oh wait, it says most in-game, not in most. Most in-game activities grant, so you can reach max just by gathering and crafting alone? Choose your own adventures?
달성할 수 있도록 설계했습니다.
Crazy.
기존 MMORPG
Traditional MMORPG haven't always been friends with players who prefer non-combat activities.
하지만 크로노 오디세이에선
But in Chrono Odyssey, we build a system where players can progress through exploration, crafting, while still benefit from trading and sharing information with combat-oriented players. I wonder if you can level with PvP? Probably not.
탐험과 제작만으로도 충분히 강해질 수 있도록 했고
Looks
이들이
good though.
유저들과 거래나 정보 공유 등을 통해 서로
This looks really good.
이득을 볼 수 있는 구조로 만들고
That's nice, like just simple things like
서로 이득을 볼 수 있는
leveling
구조로
pop-up.
만들고 있습니다.
Hmm?
유저
players can use their own style and progress in a way.
정보 공유 등을
Let
통해
me see, there's something
서로
happening here.
이득을 볼 수 있는 구조로 만들고 있습니다. 유저가 원하는
Yeah, progress in a way that suits them.
자유롭게 선택할 수 있고 게임 내에서
Yeah, it's like coming out on console as well. So there is complete controller thingies support.
다양한 방식으로 성장할 수 있도록 하였습니다. 또한 정보를 최소화함으로써
We also minimize in-game guidance to encourage curiosity and let players discover the world themselves. Okay, so about this here, this is how. So I've been getting really into like RPGs again. We've been playing Baldur's Gate. We're in Act 3 right now. We just got there, and after this, I'm gonna be playing some Expedition 33. I love these kind of games, and this right here is sort of like what he's talking about. Give me the feel that they're going for, right? Where you go in, and you play the game, you explore it. It will guide you, but it's open world. Like, there are so many things you can do. Baldur's Gate is a great example of this. You can play through it like 15 times and do it different every time, and you still get to the end, right? So, it does sound a bit like that, and that's awesome. It's great. The difference is, and this is where I'm wondering how this will work in this game, is in an MMORPG, people want to speedrun it because they oftentimes want to be competitive. They want to get to endgame so they can be the first to do the bosses, the first to get the new gear, be the strongest in PvP, whatever these activities are. Whereas if you're doing a single player type game, you're not trying to rush the finish. You're trying to play the game and enjoy it. Of course, it's different, right? A lot of people can do that in multiplayer games as well. I did that when I started playing BDO. I'm super happy I did. But there is this tendency of people spamming basically in MMOs to get to the real content, and then they miss out on a good part of the content. So this does make me wonder, like, what is the end game gonna look like? Is it something that people gonna feel like they need to speedrun, or yeah, what's gonna happen there? But I love this. And that's also gonna be how I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna go through this and like experience the level, because you can only do that once. People oftentimes feel like they need to, oh, what's the best way of leveling up? Where to get the most silver? Where to get the gear? Bam, bam, bam. How do I like max level quickest? And you can never go back and experience leveling up for the first time again. But you can always work on endgame. You can always reach endgame. So that's like, I'm 100% gonna go in and just play the game and have fun. We will try this out, right? We're not gonna speedrun, no matter what it ends up being with the end game. MMORPGs tend to force players into fixed roles, such as tank, DPS, and healer. This was another question we were talking about recently. Is it gonna be the Holy Trinity? Each with their own skill builds and gear requirements, right? If they're breaking away from that, so. But Chrono Odyssey breaks away from traditional mode to encourage players to progress however they wish. Again, like, a lot of the things they're doing, it seems they got inspiration from BDO. Every battle to be meaningful. Okay, here we go. Some combat. We implemented parry and dodge mechanics to ensure outcomes aren't decided by stats alone. So a bit of, I guess, action combat, right? They're going for.
패링과 회피 시스템을 통해 전투의 깊이를 더했습니다. 또한 특정
additional system designed to let every player contribute to their own, offering more flexibility in combat. So that's like very BDO-ish, right? So some action combat. We've seen that like there is some lock-on, especially with controller, but yeah.
자유도를 높이고자 했습니다. MMORPG에서 흔히 볼 수 있는 대규모
Rather than sticking to conventional MMORPG content like large-scale siege battles or arena-style PvP, we are aiming to deliver a unique experience through a distinct PvEVP system. Hey, oh, it's an actual battle royale, cool. This was another thing people have been talking about. Is this going to be a PvP-focused game or PvE-focused game? The fact that they're like putting that PvP within PvE definitely looks to be a bit more PvE focused, not like a hardcore open PvP game, right?
투기장 같은 단순 PvP 콘텐츠에서 벗어나 PvEVP 방식의 차별화된 콘텐츠를 제공하려고 노력하였습니다. 크로노 오디세이
Unlike other MMOs, Chrono Odyssey is built for small-scale play.
다르게 소규모 인원이 함께 즐길 수 있는 게임입니다.
Honestly, that's probably better. A lot of the large-scale play dies out over time, right? It's easier getting smaller groups to do stuff together. Players start out as solo with a small group, gradually expanding the party over time.
처음에는 한두 명이 멀티플레이로 시작하고 천천히 인원을 늘려가는 방식으로 유도합니다. 만렙 이후에도
Even the max level, the game encourages players to stick with a 5-man party, emphasizing a vision of shared exploration and collective adventure. That's cool.
즉 우리의 모험과 탐험이라는 방향성을 가져가고자 했습니다. 처음에는 저희도 기존
First, we plan to clear the separate roles like in other MMOs.
그런데 개발을 하다
But development progress, we realized the need for hybrid classes. So that's what BDO does as well. The big exception to that is obviously Shy, which, well, kind of ruins any group content because it's now a unique support class, so it's too powerful for that. How many classes like Assassin and Ranger? Reduce the variety of weapons to move beyond fixed roles and support more flexible and varied playstyles. Cool! Give me my warrior with my two-handed sword. Woohoo! Above all, it was important to ensure that healers and tanks wouldn't struggle when playing solo. Yeah. And then we designed healers to be able to progress independently. No, it doesn't mean that players should always be in a party. The goal is to let players progress and battle as they see fit. Chrono Odyssey revolves around a weapon swap system in lieu of skill chaining. You don't rely on a single weapon. Okay, so there's like a lot of these games where you have different weapons and then you switch between them, and that gives you a set of skills. New World, right? And I believe Throne and Liberty does this as well. Guild Wars 2, yeah. I'm not a fan of system on weapon swaps either. But I think in this game, the way I understood it is that the class you play has fixed weapons. And you can switch between those weapons. You can't play a Berserker and then use a staff, if you know what I mean. So there are classes in this game. And we saw that a bit earlier here in the start. They were showing classes. Let's see if you can find it. They're showing some different classes and showing some skills with them, right? Guess I can't find it right now. And they had like 3 different weapons attached to them. So classes are still unique. First players to switch between 2 weapons strategically during combat. So think more of it like stances. Exactly, it's a bit like BDO again. Think about it like stances. Usually we concern the system might feel too complex or overwhelming, but I believe that would add meaning depth to combat if you naturally come to understand its value. Ooh, look at this guy! Look at this! Ooh, no! Okay, so that's the warrior, right? That's the awakening warrior into sword and board for the Q block. Okay. I think I found my class, guys. Yeah. Bring out the two-handed sword again. That's exactly why we choose Elite Boss early in the game, so players who only use single weapons will struggle due to skill cooldowns. That's a good idea, like introduce players to the systems by making them use the systems. Swordsman, Sword and Shield, Great Sword, Paladin, Mace and Tower Shield, Spear, Sword, Staff, Spellbook, Berserker, Dual Axes, Great Axes. Yeah, there's like, they had like 3 weapons though. Yeah. This experienced players can naturally grasp the importance of weapon swapping. Base of philosophy of easy to learn, hard to master, designed Chrono Odyssey combat system to be accessible to everyone. So that means Asmongold can put his skills on the hotbar and just click them. Nice! But deeper players go, the more they'll uncover tactical depth and strategic variety. That's a big axe! Wait, isn't that a Berserker? But is that a female Berserker? That's a female frame, right? Okay, is the game not gender locked? A Korean game that's not gender locked? Crazy. It also grants passive buffs, letting you shift your setup in real time during combat. Gameplay stuff looks really good. The combat looks very good so far. Other times we've seen these MMOs and the combat, like, already you could tell, this actually looks interesting. It's not BDO combat, but it doesn't have to be. Since each weapon features a distinct style, your playstyle can change dramatically depending on which combination you choose. Word of coming?
스킬 숫자와 허드의
We don't want
정보에
combat to rely
의존하는 것이
heavily on skill numbers or
직관적으로
HUD. Instead, we want to emphasize creating your own attack patterns and use techniques against memory so the combat feels fun and engaging.
자체가 재미있는 경험이 되기를 원했습니다. 스킬의 수는
Rather than creating too many
하나의
skills, we assign
스킬이
each one to have
여러 가지
multiple
역할을
functions.
수행할 수 있도록
Oh.
상황에 맞는
Especially using skills will provide crucial in heat of battle. Chrono Odyssey combat and skill swap system are simple at the core, but carry much depth. That actually reminds me a bit. I was watching. We're gonna check that out as well. A video about Crimson Desert where you had, for example, the palm skill, palm strike. Depending on how you use it, it functioned different. So of course you could use it to like stance break and whatever. You could also use it after a jump, and you would use it to like jump off the target and jump high in the air. So it sounds a bit in the similar vein that same ability, depending on how you use it, have different functions. So like you don't need more abilities, you need to use them differently. That's cool.
무기가 바뀔 때마다
That's a berserker, right? I'm pretty sure berserker had the two-handed axe. Let's switch the weapons, the flow of battle shifts, and then freedom to shape their own combat style.
달라지고 플레이어 스스로가 전투 스타일을 설계할 수 있도록 해서 자유도가
Nice side dashing, love to see it. Combat looks pretty fluid.
높아지도록 만들었습니다.
Looks enough action combat-y. Core gameplay features.
전투와 모험에 대한
Chrono Odyssey, philosophy around combat. Adventure was core to how we build the game's content.
세부적 콘텐츠 기획에 중요하게 적용되었습니다. 이번 CBT의 전투는 크게 1인 도전형 콘텐츠
Yeah, I think they're all like playing. All the videos I've seen, the devs are stating like with controllers playing. So it was most likely a controller play, yeah. For closed beta, I applied for it. Hopefully I get access. Combat is divided into two main types. Wait, is that CBT? Is that closed beta CBT? I think that is right. Let's go back here. Combat adventures. What's the call? How we build the game's content.
이번 CBT의 전투는 크게
Closed beta says. Okay, so for the closed beta, combat is divided into two main types: single player and party-based content.
1인 도전형 콘텐츠와
So there's gonna what is chrono gates, trials for single, and then the party-based content is expedition dungeons and region bosses. Cool.
파티형 콘텐츠로 나뉘게 됩니다. 1인 도전형
Single player content requires players to rely on skill and strategy.
실력과 전략이 무엇보다 중요하게 적용됩니다. 이 콘텐츠의 핵심은
The experience are meant to push players, making them grow stronger by facing challenges head-on.
성장하는 과정에
Strap on the helmet balls.
대표적으로 크로노 게이트
Chrono gates are a good example. Okay, so now we can see some of the actual content in the game. This doesn't look like it's in in-game. It looks like it's a rendered screenshot, but whatever. In 1-on-1 battles against powerful Void Apostles, players must read enemy patterns and respond strategically. Okay, so that's like boss rush basically, right?
전략적으로 대응해야 합니다. 이 과정에서
Interesting.
성장과
Dude, this looks good. This looks really good. Each account will hone the skills and strength their characters.
플레이어의 숙련도 또한
Actually having to dodge out of attacks. I'm gonna check that in. Look at this, like that's some cool stuff here.
과정에서 캐릭터의 성장과 플레이어의
And that's totally a berserker.
또한 높아지도록 설계되었습니다.
It's difficult. The difficulty is high, but it's also in the sense of achievement and the value of the rewards. That's what you want to see. That's what we want to hear. Trials are another single-player experience designed to offer more than just combat. Players will travel across time and space, face puzzles, traps, randomized mechanics, and create a new experience every. Okay, so. They have content for smart people, and they have content for me as well. Yeah, cool. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So it's like something for smart people too. Actually thinking, ooh. Yeah. Okay. Let's that's a marketplace. That's a big boy! Yoink. Also, did you guys notice? They got damage numbers showing in this game. Along the way, players will not only refine their combat skills, but also test their creativity and decision making. Hold down W.
창의력도 시험받게 됩니다. 파티형 콘텐츠는 협력과 전략의 조합
We designed party-based content to emphasize teamwork and strategic coordination.
더 큰 도전을 이겨내는 구조로 설계되었습니다. 원정 던전이
Expedition Dungeon is a good example, designed for 3-player parties, where each player takes on a unique role, making teamwork essential. Cool, okay. Man, look at these zones though. What a cool environment.
각자 다른 역할을 맡아 협력하는 것이 중요합니다.
Headshot.
RPG의
Wait, what? Wait, huh?
구성되며 각자 다른 역할을 맡아 협력하는 것이 중요합니다.
Wait, you can headshot people? Okay.
기존 MMORPG의 대규모
Unlike large-scale raids found in traditional MMOs, Chrono offers a more focused co-op experience that delivers tactical gameplay even with a small number. Hot take, I think this is good. I used to do raid leading and like server first kills, all that in World of Warcraft back in the day, and a lot of the times it's just like you're praying that that one dude doesn't stand in the flames and wipe everyone. Like, this stuff here, it can feel like a lot more teamwork, where when you're small, it could be easier making fights that way. When you make them bigger, it feels more epic. But it's also like less individually skilled, kind of. I think this is really cool. It's also one of the reasons I've been enjoying the boss rushing a lot when that came out. You were 5 people working together, you could communicate with everyone could give input, everyone had things to do and all that. Yeah, it's cool. So I'm excited for this.
레이드와는 다르게 짧은 시간
Unlike large-scale raids, small.
동안 집중도 높은 협력 전투를 제공한
And this also means this facilitates the non-tank DPS healer trifecta, right? When you have like smaller groups and you have classes like in PDO that sort of can do everything but are specialized a little bit, you don't really have a tank and all that. It works really well when you then have smaller groups.
하면서도 적은 인원으로도 충분히 전략적인 플레이를 즐길 수 있습니다. 리전 보스 콘텐츠는 더 큰 스케일의 도전을 제공합니다.
So first wipes, probably got receipts for that. Wipes? No, not wipes, kills. My guild killed Kel'Thuzad world 8th. Like original Kel'Thuzad. I think it was world 8th. And then that was my Alliance guild, Kagas Rage, and my Horde guild, we killed them, I think it was world 25 Horde guild. Yeah.
여러 파티가 힘을 합쳐야 공략할 수 있는
We killed Ragnaros one day after Nihilum. Back in the day. Sorry, let me go back here. That was, yeah, completely irrelevant.
플레이를 즐길 수 있습니다. 리전 보스 콘텐츠는 더 큰 스케일의
Region boss prints challenges on a much larger scale. So yeah, like again, like big bosses, you do get this big, everyone circs them, I guess. I'm not a fan of like huge world bosses because oftentimes it's just circling it down. But yeah, it can still be fun. Guardians, the powerful shakers of stir, requires players to work together. All parties must combine. Those who overcome the challenge will earn unique equipment linked to the game's lore. Not only strengthen their characters, but also receiving more about the world itself. That's cool.
고유 내러티브 장비는 유저의 성장뿐 아니라 게임의 세계관.
So it sounds a bit like it's gonna be. Maybe they're gonna cover that, right? But when they're talking about like unique equipment, I'm looking forward to find out it's gonna be upgradable gear like New World, no, sorry, not New World, Lost Ark, BDO, right? Or is it gonna be these fixed kind of drops like World of Warcraft, right?
더 깊이 이해할 수 있는 열쇠가 됩니다.
How is the gear progression going to be?
콘텐츠의 방향성은 명확합니다. 이렇게 설계된 전투 콘텐츠는
Sorry, let me. Those who overcome challenges get this.
이해할 수 있는 열쇠가 됩니다. 이 두 가지 전투.
Both solo and party content serve a clear purpose. Yes.
이렇게 설계.
Yeah, not just there to help you progress.
전투 콘텐츠는 단순한 성장 수단이 아닌 유저가 직접
They're designed to give players a focused goal in gameplay, something to really feel and accomplish while playing.
느끼고 경험하며
It's also so important nowadays. You need to be able to play a game solo, and if you then can and want to do group content, there should be a reason to do that as well. But you should be able to play an MMO in today's day and age. It's just how the games are now, right? That's how the gaming patterns are for people. You should be able to just log on and play the game and not feel like you are grieving yourself. Like, go out and do things on your own, even at in-game content, in my opinion. And that's like one of the things that, to me, like, BDO does better than more or less anything else, right? So it sounds good they're talking about that as well. I think that's so important to succeed. Solo challenges are all about skill and strategy, while party content leans into teamwork and playing your role effectively. Sounds great.
컨텐츠에서는 개인의 실력과 전략적 사고가 요구되며 파티형 컨텐츠에서는 팀워크와 역할의 분담이 중요해집니다.
So basically, the plan for me is going to be get a big team to carry me, and then get enough gear that I can face roll and ignore mechanics on the single player content. Boom, problem solved. So that's probably going to be my goal there. And then we're just going to beat all the content in the game that way. Chrono Odyssey players can choose a combat style that fits their playstyle. Big swords, allowing them to experience the game in a way that feels uniquely their own. Try to get good? That sounds complicated.
스타일을 선택해 자신만의 방식으로 크로노 오디세이의 전투 시스템을 즐길 수 있습니다. 탐험과 컨텐츠
Exploration is divided into two types of content: player-driven and goal-oriented.
목표
Okay.
지향적 콘텐츠로 나뉩니다.
Bounty hunting. Okay.
개인 경험 중심의
Let's see what that is.
오픈월드를 자유롭게 탐험할 수 있습니다.
Let me read this here. Yep.
개인 경험 중심
Player-driven content allows players to freely explore the open world of Cetera at their own pace.
오픈월드를 자유롭게 탐험할 수 있습니다. 게임 내 숨겨진
Our goal was to encourage players to explore, discover hidden lore, and carving out their own path.
경험을 쌓아가기를 바랬습니다.
Unsigned on every server? Hell yeah. Bacon Cave, you. Damn it! Hop on in. Along the way, your journey naturally ties into character growth, making exploration feel more personal and immersive. Yeah, like, sure, you can make exploration part of, like, progression, I guess. I'm curious how that's gonna work. I've never really seen it done in a good way.
캐릭터의 성장과 맞물려 더욱 깊은 몰입감을 제공하고자 하였습니다. 가장 대표적인
Labyrinths are a prime example.
시공간이 뒤틀린
These twisted rifts in time and space are filled with puzzles and moments. Oh, like that? Okay. So it's not just actually going around finding a cave. There's like event things like the labyrinth you can enter and sort of do a dungeon run on your own. But it's less about just killing mobs. Okay, that's cool. That's a good way of doing it. Now it makes sense. They can use that for progression. Rather than just, oh, I found a crevice and I went in and there was a mushroom and I ate that and wow, now I got some knowledge kind of deal. That's okay, that's cool. Okay. These labyrinths offer a break from intense combat, giving players a chance to enjoy the thrill of exploration. If this is also rewarding to do, that's dope. Isn't this like super Guild Wars 2? I played a little bit of Guild Wars 2. Yeah, not a whole lot, like maybe 10 hours, 20 hours, something like that. I remember there being like a ton of puzzles and things you like just did, like these sort of mini games, all even while leveling, and you got like tons of XP for it, I believe. That's like a jumping puzzle. Yeah. This is what games need to do. They need to take the good stuff from other games and make it work in their game if they want to do it, right? Don't copy all games. Don't like, but like if they want to do stuff like this, yeah, integrate it in a way that other games have done, but do it better. Cool. Oh god, oh my god, I'm getting anxious just looking at that. Oh my lord, that's not content for me. Oh my lord, that's not built for me. Give me a big mob I can smack over the head. A special treasure awaits at the end of each labyrinth, along with the possibility of uncovering more secrets. Dope. And it also looks like, when I'm looking at this, one thing is figuring out the puzzles and all, another thing is doing it. So hopefully this means that over time, when people have done them and made guides, that you still have to do it. It doesn't mean, oh, I just like follow, I get all the rewards, right? There's still some skill element to when I'm looking at the movement and all that, right? You know what I mean? And they were talking about some random elements as well in these dungeons. So, yeah. That's cool. Like, that's something that needs to be there to make sure that it's a long-term part of the game.
클리어 시에는 특별한 보상이 주어지며 이후에도 새로운 비밀이 발견될 가능성이 열려 있습니다. 또한 타임 포탈은
On the other hand, time portals let players step into the past where they can gather rare materials and items tied to the origin story. Let's do alchemy! This looks weird. This doesn't look that cool. There's something about this like, yeah.
플레이어가 과거의 시공간을 직접 체험할 수 있는 컨텐츠입니다. 과거로 이동해 특정 시간대에만 존재하는 희귀한 채집물이나 스토리 조각을 발견할 수 있고 이를 통해 크로노
These moments not only reward exploration but also deepen immersion by revealing more of the world's lore.
세계관에 더욱 몰입할 수 있습니다. 현상 수배는 탐험과 목표
Bounty hunt. Oh, it's just hunting mobs. Yeah. Bounty hunting blends open world exploration with goal-oriented gameplay, giving players a clear sense of direction.
지향형 콘텐츠가 결합된 형태로 오픈 월드에서
That look cool.
유저가 해야 할 명확한 목적지를 제공합니다. 이 콘텐츠
Designed bounty hunting too, so players can freely explore while always having a goal and guide them through the Terra's vast open world.
유저가 방향성을
It's a good way of doing it, like actually giving like go over here, do these things, and that way like guide them through. Yep. Instead of just you don't want a game to be too like free open world. You need to get guided through. This game is Chrono Odyssey. During the hunt, players will naturally come across new areas and gain opportunities to discover hidden secrets and more labyrinth.
자연스럽게 새로운 지역을 탐험하고 숨겨진 비밀을 발견할 기회를 얻게 됩니다. 현상 수배의
Bounty hunting
목표는
isn't just about eliminating
몬스터
threats.
사냥에 그치지 않습니다. 세테라 주민을
It
위협하는
places player in the role of peacekeeping, removing threats, and restoring calm to Cetera.
그 과정에서
Nobody cares about the RP. Purpose adds meaning to the experience, making bounty hunting feel more immersive.
크로노 오디세이의 성장
Character progression. Okay. This is a big deal. So far, so good. This here is one of the big things I'm curious about. Character progression, right? Gearing, all that stuff. And then hopefully they haven't said anything about PvP yet, except that they were gonna focus instead of like sieges and node walls and arena things, they were gonna do more of a PvE/VP type PvP content. So for character progression, we took a different approach. Players can develop the character freely based on the path they choose. So what do we got here? Some experience, T5, Pien, 2 owned. Crescent plate armor. Okay, let's take a look at this stuff here. Looking at character freely. So we got some, randomness. Perfect. Equipment store 40 to 50. So this looks like it's crafting, right? This seems to be crafting gear. And they also talked about earlier how you could literally level up to max level by doing like gathering and crafting. So there's a good chance that life skills and especially crafting is going to be a huge component. I think that's also some of the progression in Throne and Liberty, where you kill bosses, right, and you get drops from the bosses, and then you use that to make gear rather than you just drop a piece of gear. I think that's a cool way of doing it. Because that can also then get you to do other aspects of the game. Just, you just killed bosses. Okay, now I got a piece of gear. But if you get an item to make the gear, well, then you need those other items to then make it. And it can actually expand the entire infrastructure of like the market, the systems, and engaging with other players. So if that's the way they're doing it, I love it. Okay, so let's see here. We got some physical defense, magical defense, and we got crit resist. Jewel sockets imbued with a high chance upon acquiring. Okay, so there's some jewels. There's some prefixes. Okay, so it's RNG crafting, right? maybe there's gonna be upgrading, but yeah, it looks to be you can craft gear and it RNGs. It can go on DP from like 40 to 50 on the armor. So that's gonna be a bit random. And then there's chance it has a socket. There's chances it has prefix. Prefixes is like more armor or resist or whatever, right? So it has like a special attribute as well. General attribute 1, imbued with high chance upon acquiring. General 2 and general 3. I guess that's these 3 up here. So you can probably RNG roll on your physical, magical, and crit resistance as well. And then you get some EXP and Swordsman EXP. So that's your character XP, I'm guessing, because like this is probably the Swordsman doing it. This is where the pay to win comes in. Yes, it is. This is where like the jewels, right? Maybe you can pay to win an additional jewel socket. You can re-roll stats. Right, you get a really good piece of gear, and then you can probably pay to win reroll, all that. I know they said something about pay to winning in the Western version and all that, but yeah, like you never know. This is what they said, and this was Cacao, by the way. Back in the day when BDO came out, which was Cacao Games. It was called Down Games at that point, right? But it's Cacao. When they published it in the West, they made a statement, and the statement was, there will not be pay-to-win elements in the game with the Western launch. At the Western launch, it was, right? And then when they later put the pay-to-win elements in the game, they came out and said, listen guys, we said that there weren't going to be pay-to-win at launch. Wording is very important. And this is what happened, by the way. It sounds crazy, but that is exactly what happened when they added pay to win to video, right? Originally, it was like, oh, not gonna be at launch. Wording is important. So it's Cacao Games. It's the same company, right? That's publishing this game that did that with BDO. So take the non-pay to win stuff with a giga grain of salt. And this right here is exactly when you can start monetize the game with the pay to win elements, right? But it is what it is. It's 2025 video games, MMOs. Of course, there's gonna be monetizations. Of course, there is. The only question is just: is it predatory? How bad is it? How like horrible is it? How mandatory is it? These kind of things. It's the level of it, not if it's going to be there. Of course, it will be there. I think that's a given. So far, this looks really cool, though. I do like this as like crafting gear and all that. Okay, so crafting result, base materials, optional materials, superior arch, gold cost. Okay, so it's like silver cost as well. Okay, let me see here. So now you see like it rolled random, right? Equipment score 44, yes. You see the stats, everything, yeah. At the heart of the system is crafting and enhancements. Using life skills, players can gather rare materials and craft high-tier equipment that directly impacts the character's strength. Okay, so crafting, enhancements, combat, boss battles, and dungeons, non-combat, crafting, gathering. Okay. Progression will feel more hands-on and rewarding as a result. That's good. One of the things I don't like about dungeon crawler games like World of Warcraft is you're just waiting to do that dungeon, right? I like being able to go out and do solo stuff as well. Like going and doing bosses with the boys and then doing some solo gathering whenever you're chilling. And all of these things can help you progress. So you're not sitting there waiting for resets and stuff. So that's cool. You feel like you are part of your own progression and you can do it at your own pace. Enhancement powered by materials earned through various activities like combat, exploration, and gathering. This looks so much like New World. Am I going crazy? I feel like these icons are straight out of New World. Okay, but we got some gear here. Okay, here we come. So this looks like you can upgrade it, right? Strong Scholars Remnants Dual Blade, equipment score 15 to 16, 0 out of 7. Attack information +4. Intellect +1. Critical chance goes up. Enhancement effects. This is like 0, so that's probably like enhancing, right? BDO enhancement. Leveling it up. and this is the pity most likely.
채집 등 다양한 활동을 통해
Okay, do you wish to enhance this item? Yeah.
강화 재료를 얻을 수 있어 플레이어의 다양한
Oh, wait, okay. Maybe it's not RNG.
탐험, 채집 등 다양한
Okay. No enhancement fix, there's no probability anywhere. And I think maybe this is actually the levels. So it can go up to level 15. Maybe that's what it is, right? Let's see here when he enhances it.
활동을 통해 강화 재료를
It's +1 now, 1 out of 15. Okay, so that means this can probably go to +15. It doesn't look like this was RNG. But then again, you have 100% enhancement chance up to +7 on back in the day in BDO as well, right? On weapons +5. So maybe there's going to be enhancement percentages at higher levels, right?
얻을 수 있어 플레이어의 다양한 플레이 스타일에 맞춘 성장이
So when it's obtaining these materials, players can progress their character according to the playstyle.
가능합니다. 강화 실패에
We
대한
also
부담을
reduce the... Oh, okay. Here it is, right? We also reduced the risk tied to enhancements. So you know we're talking percentages.
초과했으며 전투에서 성장이
So even when progression slows, there will be another way to grow stronger.
막힐 때 새로운 성장의 기회를 경험할 수 있습니다. 이 두 시스템은
The crafting and enhancement systems
서로
are
긴밀히
deeply
연결되어
connected.
있습니다. 전투 중심 플레이어는 보스전
Let's try that.
전투 중심
Players who focus on combat can gather materials through boss fights and dungeons. Meanwhile, those who prefer non-combat can still reach the highest level purely through crafting and gathering.
채집과 제작만으로
Interesting.
충분히 강한 캐릭터로 성장할 수 있습니다. 결국
In the end, progression is shaped by player choice, offering more freedom and deeper, more enjoyable experience. Do notice that just because you can reach the same point doesn't mean you're going to reach it at the same pace. Surely one of these things, probably the combat, right, the bosses, is going to be higher chance or faster at doing it, right? But it is good you can do everything. I love that.
성장의 재미를 느낄 수 있습니다.
Chrono Odyssey's roadmap. Let's see.
이번 1차 12
The upcoming closed beta will be the first public test of Chrono Odyssey. Our goal isn't to present a perfectly polished version, but to gather feedback from players and continue to improve the game.
유저분들의 피드백을 적극 반영하면서
As it should be.
게임을 더욱 발전시키려는 과정입니다.
One of the core elements we're focusing on during this CBT period is improving the multiplayer experience. An MMORPG should be all about playing together, and we want to make sure that's reflected in Chrono Odyssey. We'll be working on content density to make the world feel alive, and continuing our efforts to make exploration more immersive and ensure there's a strong sense of discovery as you journey throughout the world. In Chrono Odyssey, there's no right or wrong way to progress.
We'll see about that.
Whether you enjoy crafting, gathering, exploring, questing, or simply engaging in combat, the game is designed to reward you for playing your way.
저희는 크로노
That is cool. I hope they do. The MMO genre was the ideal fit to portray the world of Chrono Odyssey.
MMORPG라는 틀이 가장 이상적이라고 생각하였습니다. 그렇기 때문에
To build a living, dynamic world, we're planning to introduce new regions and create unique content centered around the themes of time and space.
콘텐츠들을 확장해 나갈 계획입니다.
I mean, like, the system and everything they have, it screams like perfect expansions and stuff like that. Unlimited, like, just having this as the core foundation, time and space and all, like, yeah. Like, there's no limit to what they can do in the future if they want, like, if it goes well, right? Instead of relying on traditional portals for time travel, we're planning a system where players can move between different timelines seamlessly. We're also aiming at moving away from the usual structure where you must clear one area to access the next. Instead, the world revolves around player actions with new areas unlocking as you explore further. Chrono Odyssey, the goal isn't to keep adding systems without due course. We want players to shape the world through their own actions and feel truly immersed in the process. Yeah, I mean, that sounds fancy, but it's probably not gonna be as, like, it just sounds cool. Isn't a game we plan to launch and leave behind? Oh, I would fucking hope not! And most of us are creating a game that grows and evolves alongside the players. If you're enjoying the upcoming closed beta, there's one thing we'd like to say. Just don't follow the quest line.
Chrono Odyssey is
Cool. If we get access, we're gonna be playing it. and we will not be going in a straight line. Isn't it? Yeah.
Isn't about moving from one objective to the next in a straight line. We want you to embrace the spirit of exploration, share your discoveries with the community, and find your own way through this vast, mysterious world.
1차 CBT에서 여러분이
The first close beta offers a glimpse of what
Odyssey의
of all that we
그
prepared for Chrono Odyssey.
본편이 끝난
The story will
이후
continue to unfold
새로운
after launch, with new regions, classes, and a wide range of content expands. So this is like the same place. What is that supposed to be? I was just no, I guess not.
계속 펼쳐질 것이고 더 많은
Oh, it's
리저와
just different
클래스,
areas. Okay.
그리고 탐험 요소들이 확장되며 게임의 세계는
It looks
점점 더
amazing, right?
넓혀질
The story will continue to unfold after launch with new areas, class. Oh wait.
것입니다. 크로노 오디세이
Excited to see the stories you create together with Chrono Odyssey.
개발진들은
It looks a lot like Beto, like visually.
유저 여러분들이 만들어가는 여러분들만의 이야기를 기대하고 있습니다. 이번 CBT를
Based on feedback, I'm having close beta. We'll keep improving and refining the experience.
게임을 발전시켜 나갈 계획입니다.
Our goal with Chrono Odyssey is to create a title that has broad global appeal, bringing players together from diverse backgrounds to share an immersive MMORPG experience.
크로노 오디세이 세계에서
We can't wait for you to step into the world of
여러분들을
Chrono Odyssey.
많은 기대 부탁드립니다.
Look forward to the close beta.
만나 뵙겠습니다.
See you again soon. June 2025. I have applied. We'll see if I get a key for the closed beta. I hope so. Looks pretty cool. There's definitely some things here that is promising, but at the end of the day, they can promise the world, right? We need to see it. We need to test it. A month to go, guys. And we'll see if it's fun to play and if the combat is fun. The combat looks... It looks pretty good, honestly. From what they're showing, it looks like it looks pretty good. Doesn't look tap target. Does look like there's definitely some what's it called? Action combat elements to it, right? There is some lock on, right? So we talked about this as well 2 years ago when they showed the initial video. Like this is some lock on stuff, right? I think. And all the other videos they've shown definitely some lock on. Maybe only if you play with controller. But it looks pretty damn good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you all in the next one.